Hi everyone, welcome to my new series of educational videos which I have entitled Communism 101. In the series, as the name implies, we will be discussing some rather critical issues regarding the imminent takeover of the United States of America by communism and radical socialism. As much as I cannot, for the sake of accuracy, give you a precise timeline on the development of the takeover, I can, on the other hand, tell you that over the past decades, the United States of America, the greatest nation on the face of the earth, the last bastion of freedom and democracy, our great constitutional republic, has been undergoing a major transformation, a transformation which, on October 30th, 2008, just a few days before he was elected president, Barack Hussein Obama publicly said, "We are 5 days away from fundamentally transforming the United States of America."
We are 5 days away from fundamentally transforming the United States of America.
So what exactly was Obama referring to when he said that we were 5 days away from fundamentally transforming the United States of America? My dear friends, make no mistake. The transformation that Obama was referring to was a complete changeover of the United States of America into becoming a full-fledged communist nation. The sad thing about all that is going on is the fact that to this day still, many good Americans are in complete denial of the abrupt changes that are taking place in the nation. Many good Americans are still refusing to believe reality and the fact that the United States of America is being transformed into a communist state courtesy of the Democratic Party, even though few dare to call it communism, as much as most people in the nation have been brainwashed and programmed into calling it socialism, a more subtle label, so that the people that were buying into the transformation would not be deterred and threatened by the mention of a loaded word such as is communism. I presume that the latent denial by mainstream Americans in dealing with the transformation can be mostly attributed to a collective ignorance of the facts, to a monumental disinformation crusade led by a well-organized propaganda machine, such as those found typically in countries that are about to fall prey to communism. The propaganda machine that I'm talking about has been adopted by some of the most influential activist groups and organizations in the nations. Organizations that are capable of swaying public opinion, such as is your mainstream media, Hollywood, your colleges, and last but not least, our own halls of Congress, considering the fact that our government has been invaded with communist implants, mostly coming from the ranks and file of the deep state and the Democratic Party. As an immigrant who fled from communism in my native island of Cuba at age 14, I can tell you from my own experience, you do not want any part of socialism or communism to be a part of the United States of America, let alone endorsing any of this new breed of ideologues who don't even know how to spell the word communism. So, my videos have been explicitly designed to try and reach the uninformed, the ignorant, the naive, as well as challenging the intellect of those romantics who still think that communism or socialism are any good. They're not. Quite the contrary. Throughout history, we see how communism has left behind a trail of death and destruction, a death toll of over 100 million people, many of whom believed that socialism or communism were the answer, when in fact they ended up paying the ultimate price with their lives for the sake of being gullible and believing all the web of the lies and deception that are usually found in all communist platforms. To all of you out there who believe that socialism or communism are any good, I ask you to please take off your blindfolds once and for all before it's too late. Why don't you get yourselves informed and read your history books and learn what communism has done to other nations such as the Soviet Union, Cuba, Venezuela, North Korea, Vietnam, Cambodia, and others. As the old cliche would say, please wake up and smell the coffee. Whether you're young, old, white, black, male, female, whoever you are, if you're a socialist, I would urge you to please take a close look in the mirror and reassess where you want to go with this socialism fad. Surrendering our nation to communism or socialism, as far as I'm concerned, would be the beginning of the end of mankind as we know it. So, for the sake of your children, their children, and for the sake of generations to come, do not give away your nation to communism or socialism. You will live to regret you did it, as we did regret it in Cuba. If you happen to be a Democrat or a socialist, there is still time for you to redeem yourself. You can seek redemption by voting for Donald Trump in 2020. Please remember that a vote for any of the Democratic presidential candidates is really a vote for aiding and abetting the transformation crusade that is leading us into an existential hell much worse than your climate change threats. Finally, to help me combat communism from further taking over our nation, I ask that you please share this video and this message with as many people as you possibly can. I look forward for you to share in so that we can together continue the much needed fight against communism, against the most evil and heinous system known to mankind, which now poses a real and present danger to the freedoms that were granted us by our founders and our forefathers. In closing, once again, I ask you to please join in with me in getting this message across to as many people as we possibly can. Together, we will win this battle. Together, we will get rid of communism from our nation once and forevermore. Thank you. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.